Welcome to another round of before and after garden bed makeover. We're going to start with this one down by the road on the right of my driveway if you're walking down. This is a very tricky area for me. I have a lot of emotion attached to this flower bed because last summer, almost this time of year, we're getting close, I had 2 attacks by yellowjackets back to back. One day I got attacked right here where we're looking at the gorgeous flowers. I was just watering and I got attacked, probably stung about 22 to 26 times or so. Would have been worse if my daughters hadn't been out there with the water hose. But so I had a lot of feelings about this bed. I did not want to go near it. I did not want to water it for the last year. So to do this makeover, it was really, it gave me a lot of anxiety, but I pushed through it and I'm glad you're here. So these are all pictures from last summer and I did not work on the bed one bit. And this is what it looks like now. It is a disaster. So I'm just taking you along here with some before pictures before we get started to see all the weeds. There's a huge stalk of dog bane coming up there by my fox statue. It's just completely overgrown and I'm ready to tackle it, even though it's causing me a lot of stress. And this barberry, I did prune that back in the winter, but now it's out of control again. My dogwood, my red twig dogwood, really needs a hard pruning to control the top growth. It's way too top heavy. And so that is where we started. I did take a few cuttings, but all of the trimmings you see on the ground, I put out in the front of my yard and a post on my neighborhood Facebook page saying, hey, I just trimmed up my red twig. If anyone wants to take cuttings, they root fairly easily, come get them. Not sure how many people came, but eventually I took all those out to the woods, those cuttings. I kept a few for myself, and you can see how I angled the stem, took away some of the stem with some cuts, and then put it down in soil. These are my cuttings from last fall, summer, when I trimmed up that dogwood a bit. And so now we've got a new round going to go into this grow bag full of soil. Hopefully they take. That's my easy method of propagating red twig dogwood. Now we're tackling this peony, or peony, however you would like to say it. I say it different ways all the time, but major ant attack in that container. So we're gonna put that into the ground. I'm not gonna keep it in the container anymore. It's going into the ground. Maybe that'll solve the ant issue. And then I got to trimming on my barberry again, and I was trimming and getting poked, and I'm like, you know what, this is it. I'm done with this shrub. It's not a great shrub to have. There are many negatives to the shrub. So I worked it about an hour, got it out of the ground, and then immediately the whole vibe of the bed changed. I was so happy. Found lots of feverfew seedlings along the way, and I did save those. We're going to repurpose them. So I'm starting my method of moving the leaves, weeding, putting the leaves back, putting cardboard on top of the leaves, wetting the cardboard well, and then mulch. I tried to see what I found along the way. There was a Gara I tried to relocate, and also some dianthus I tried to relocate. But after this part of the video, we went through a major heat wave, and you'll see. Obviously, this video has taken a course over many weeks, probably like 2-ish. And so now we're looking at my yarrow. I'm going to leave it. It's a ground cover. It keeps the weeds out. Even though it's not the best placement right here on the driveway, we're just going to work with it and keep it. It's well established. And now you can see how I'm doing that process of moving the leaves and then weeding, putting the leaves back. My husband thinks it's crazy I take that extra step, but for me, it really does improve my soil over the years as the leaves break down. And now you can see we're making some progress. All those weeds are gone. Even had to pull weeds through the rocks. That was very tedious, very time consuming. Up towards the top of the bed, I noticed I've got some wild garlic growing, and I think it's absolutely beautiful. And was tempted to leave it right where it was, but I needed to really work that into the bed. So I dug up all the bulbs and relocated them farther down. And so this part of the bed gave me a lot of pause, because this is the exact spot where the yellow jacket nest was, and it was huge. It had 2 holes, a front entrance, a back entrance, and I was really nervous. I was like, y'all keep looking out the window. I told my family when I was out here working, if you see me acting frantic, come out with the hose and help me, please. So I relocated the muley grass. There's 2 clumps of it. One I put into a container, so we have one to take with us, and one I placed in front of that red twig dogwood. Now I'm going to work on the Russian sage, which was going wild everywhere. And I did. And I went to Lowe's. I found some plants I thought would look good in this bed. And we're going to put them in here now that we're getting to the stage of almost ready to start planting some new stuff, which is the fun part. Found this geranium on clearance for like $1. I divided it because there was actually 2 plants there. Stuck it into the purple pot. There should be a hardy hibiscus in this pot, but it has not come back. So I'm worried our harsh winter knocked it out, and it's actually not going to come back this year. But I'm still holding out hope. That's why I'm just mostly putting random things and annuals into that big pot. My dianthus died off in that heat wave, so I divided up this container of vinca. We're going to put that into the bed. And now I want to relocate some of this scabiosa. It's a coral color that I grew from seed this winter. It's not getting sun. I thought this was a dwarf coneflower in front of it. It's not. Before I go any further in this makeover, I've got to make a choice on this pink muley grass. Been repotted for at least a week and a half-ish, maybe 2 weeks at this point. I want to cut it down to about 4 inches from the soil level. I will be cutting off possible plumes in the fall. The same with this one over here, because they just look horrible. They just look really horrible. And I don't know if I can take it. And I haven't pruned it the way I should the last several years, at least the last 2 years. I'm thinking I'm going to do it. All right, I think I'm just going to leave it, both plants, and just see what happens. And then I'll prune them at the proper time. And look at this poor squash. I sprayed him with BT 2 days ago. He was fine. It was a nice little seedling. And now he's just toast. So I don't know what happened. I can't imagine why BT would do that to him. So I'm going to put a new seed there, some kind of squash, and go from there. All right, guys, we're getting to the reveal. And it's not as grand as I was hoping because we've had drought. We've had major heat waves on and off. And I just can't really be planting a lot of plants right now. The vinca did fine because it can take all that. But I picked up this penstemon at Lowe's earlier today, and I thought I would divide it and put it in front of the fox here on the left. But we'll see. I may have to wait for a day of rain. We have limited rain days. Now, this container, I still have not seen the hardy hibiscus come back. But this Gerber daisy I overwintered in my garage. It's really liking this spot. The 2 geraniums I divided are doing great. And then I found this toad flax over on the other flower bed on the other side of the driveway. And I just stuck it over here. I relocated it one day when it was raining. And I'm going to wait for the seeds. It was like growing out of the crack of the driveway and that other bed. Now, a problem with my mulch here, lots of weed seeds. I'm not happy about it at all. It's going to be a problem for me. Also, so many are coming up in these rocks. After I uncovered the rocks, now we've got tons of weed seeds coming on, which is making me kind of sad, right? I did trim up that yarrow last night when I was making a bouquet, which looks gorgeous. I'll put a picture here. And then I've just got this one lonely vinca here on this corner, but I really do like that the barberry is completely gone. It's very thorny. It attracts ticks. I just don't like that bush. Anyways, I do have some feverfew seedlings there. Not sure if they're going to take because, you know, it's been hard to keep them watered like they need to be. But feverfew is kind of like a weed here, so they may do okay. This container has orange coneflower, purple coneflower, and obedience plant. From this bed. All 3 of those flowers are also in the bed. You can't really see the obedient plant right now. You can't really see the orange coneflower. You can see the purple one. So I wanted to have those to take with me. So I just put them in that container when we move. You can see the Russian sage is flowering. And I have, yeah, that's what we're looking at. The pretty purple flowers. The Russian sage is very happy with what I did. This scabiosa is getting some shade there from the pink muley grass. And I did put some eggplants in here that were just looking really sad. They were leftovers. I just thought I'd stick them in here and see what they do. Now, I've got a big old pile of mulch there. I don't know what I want on that corner yet. So I'm just keeping it covered with the mulch bags until we decide. I may just put squash there. I may put some volunteer peppers I have left. Some more of the coral scabiosa there on the other side of the bed. And then our patch of yarrow that we just talked about a minute ago. Looking gorgeous. Not as pretty as my yarrow on the other side of the driveway, which is more of a berries and cream mix. But this is still pretty. I am sad that the hardy hibiscus doesn't seem to be coming around in that planter, but that's okay. We'll go with it. Do note that the red twig dogwood is growing some new growth after that hard pruning, and hopefully that will, kind of make the twigs more vibrant this winter and more red. So now I'm just going to decide, do I want to put that penstemon in or not? I know I want to relocate some feverfew here, and I have some of the seedlings that I potted up, and I will put those in soon. Overall, I'm very happy with getting this job done. I have been procrastinating it because of my fear of what happened last summer. So glad it's done, guys. You have no idea. But I was thankful that you were here with me on this journey, and I hope you're doing great, and I will talk to you soon. And I will eventually do a garden tour, and we'll see all of this in full development.